Hey everybody, welcome back to the Junkyard Dog Report. Apologies about missing the last game. That was 110% on me. I bit off a little bit more than I could chew that day, so I made a little graphic for the Suns game, as you could see, howling out the trash, which, that was a great game for Raul Neto against the Suns. He played well last night, too, in his limited role. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about the rough game we played against the Denver Nuggets last night. And, I mean, it didn't all start out bad, but we're going to start with the bad stuff, even though this game ended bad, and I should probably start with the good stuff and finish with the bad stuff. I'm more in a mood to eat my peas and whatever else before I eat my cake today. I don't feel like lingering on the bad stuff, even though I'm going to, have to talk about it, of course. But let's start with some highlights that the Nuggets had in this game. So here we go. Aaron Gordon off to Jokic. Jared Allen forced Jokic to lose the ball first, but Jokic, being one of the best players on the planet, gets it back and just puts it back in. And here we got Jamal Murray taking up the court, gets a screen from Jokic, dishes to, as I said, one of the best players in the world, who hits a bank shot, a nice floating bank shot right there. And I mean, Jokic doesn't get enough credit for how great he is. And I don't know why that's lagging like that there, but Jokic just missed the layup. Michael Porter Jr. got the rebound and put it back up and in. And we got to, finish defensive possessions, especially on the glass, having two 7-footers and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. And here's Jarrett just, I don't know why he's trying to stand in front of Jokic and try to deny the ball there rather than standing behind him. I know how hard it is to stop him, but here's Michael Porter Jr. grabbing a rebound off to Aaron Gordon, who's going to take this three in transition. And I don't know why Kevin Love's I know why Kevin Love's just backing up there. He's trying to stay on Jokic, who, as I said multiple times, is the best. Well, not the best player in the world, but he could be considered one of the best players in the world, doing a nice turnaround there, layup and one play. Here's Bruce Brown off to Vlatko Kankar, who I very much despise after last night. I'll get into that more later. Here's Jamal Murray working against Raul, and he's trying to harass him there. You got to give Raul credit. He's sticking with him most of the play, but Jamal just loses him at the end because, he's got a great handle. He's silky smooth with it. Look at him right here, just one step to the right, and bang, hits a three. So, it is what it is. Here, it was a fast break play for the Nuggets off a rebound that was actually after the play where LeVert threw it down, and we weren't able to get back fast enough. We were a little happy with ourselves after LeVert threw down a nice dunk. Here's Jokic working against Jared Allen, and I mean, Jarrett's in good position, but he's got to jump there. He's got to get up with him, and I know it's tough when you're against a guy like Jokic. Here's Evan Mobley trying to help on Jokic, being as great of a player as Jokic is, but I mean, you can't leave Aaron Gordon alone under the rim like that. He wears number 50 for a reason. It's the score he deserved from Dwayne Wade in the dunk contest. Here's Jamal Murray just knifing through the defense, getting an easy dunk. Kevin Love's got to recover a little bit better than that, but at the same time, Kevin Love's not the best paint defender, so. And here's Michael Porter Jr. hitting a three, which he's great at. He's a great spot-up shooter and all, which, rough. But here's Jokic, and he's doing this a lot tonight. And Jarrett is doing that, half jump, half, step forward thing was not working. Here's Jokic grabbing a rebound and passing up to KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who pulls up and misses. But Jamal Murray comes in and finishes the layup, and he should not. Here's Aaron Gordon with a dunk, but he should not grab the offensive rebound. There were 3 Cavaliers in that paint, 1 Jamal Murray, and no one's looking for a guy to box out. So that just, that bothered me a lot. Here's Jokic again, being the maestro that he is, best passing center in NBA history, off to Jamal Murray. He's going to hit that three, even though it looked really bad. I don't know how it's going to look on YouTube because that was lagging really bad. Here's LeVert doing the unthinkable. I don't know why he was trying to force that, but he got absolutely blocked by Jamal Murray. I can't believe it. And look at this. We're down 7. We hadn't allowed a field goal in over 3 minutes, and no one's helping Jetty Osman on Aaron Gordon in the paint. Jetty cannot take him. No offense to Jetty. I know he's got the size to match up with him, but Aaron Gordon's just going to bully him all day in there. There's Bruce Brown and Jokic working a great 2-man game right there. And, The Nuggets have fantastic chemistry, arguably better than ours. And here's Jokic with another one of his little threes. And Jokic doesn't even like get up in the air that much when he shoots. Being over 7 foot definitely helps with that. But I mean, Jared Allen's a better perimeter defender than I feel like he showed in this game. Probably because he was. And Jetty's got to go over that screen right there. Probably because he was worried going against one of the best players in the world, arguably. And I think he's top 3. He's going for his 3rd MVP in a row this year. Here's Jokic working against Jared Allen again. Jetty Osman gets caught on the screen. Bruce Brown misses the mid-range shot, but Jokic gets the offensive rebound because Jared Allen had to help on Bruce Brown, which leads to the AZ putback. And here is Bones Highland, I believe. Nishan Bones Highland right here, taking up the court and getting some screens from, I believe that's Vlatko Kankar, who I do despise, as I said earlier. Here's Jamal Murray taking up the court against Darius Garland, giving a little bump, getting a little physical, and putting up a nice mid-range turnaround shot, which he hits because he's silky smooth with it. Here's a play where Evan Mobley hit a shot, but that's not why this is here, obviously, because it's for the Nuggets. Here's Bones Highland off to lag. The video just completely stopped. I don't know what happened there. That was supposed to be a play. Here's Bones Highland taking it all the way on a fast break for a layup. I don't know what's wrong with my highlights today, but this is a play where Bones Highland found DeAndre Jordan, and he looked like Lob City DeAndre Jordan, which is kind of sad because DeAndre Jordan's like kind of old and washed, and this play really pissed me off. Evan Mobley is a guy who, varying on the time of the season, has been our best perimeter defender, and for him to just get absolutely beat by Bones Highland like that was disappointing. Here's Jokic off to Bruce Brown, and those two have great chemistry together. Very underrated, especially considering Bruce Brown was in Brooklyn last season, so it's definitely great to see. There's MPJ just rising up and hitting a tough mid-range shot to push it to 12 after he had just checked back into the game. Here's Bruce Brown off to Jokic, who just beats Jarrett to the rim, and Jokic is a little slow with his gather and when he puts it up for layups sometimes, which makes it hard for a guy like Jared Allen to time when to jump. Here is LeVert getting caught on a Jokic screen, which leads to a Bruce Brown wide open 3, which he hits. Here's Jamal Murray knifing into the lane, and Raul Neto is not going to do anything against Jokic, so Jared Allen and Cedi Osman try to step up, which leaves Kentavious Caldwell-Pope wide open in the corner for an easy 3, which led to Jokic's 10th triple-double of the season. And I'm pretty sure that's it for this. So definitely a tough game overall. The Nuggets just flat out beat us in the second half. So we can get into the scoring by quarters, which I forgot to do the third and fourth quarters for, so you can see me pulling that up right here. So the first quarter, we won 28-26. It was a good quarter for us. We played well on both sides of the ball, and well, not as much defensively. I feel like our defense was kind of porous all night, but that's just my opinion. The second quarter, we lost 36-30, which is absolutely unacceptable. I don't know where we're ranked defensively anymore. I keep saying we're ranked first, but because I haven't heard anything change, and I probably should have looked it up before I did this video, but for a team to be in, I can't believe that we would have dropped lower than like third at this point. So a team that's top 3 in defense to be allowing almost 40 points in a quarter is unacceptable. And then to follow that up by allowing the Nuggets to score 32 in the third when they beat us 32-24. And the fourth quarter, I guess we kind of, we played better in the fourth. It was 27-26 Nuggets in the fourth, but we lost all 3 quarters of this game after winning the first one, which is rough. We definitely should have been better in that aspect. We definitely should have. Just a tough game. I'll get into DG getting hit later because that's what's really on my mind. DG getting hit by Jamal and then having his wrist twisted by Vlatko Kankar, which is why I was saying I despised him during the game. Whatever. Let's just get into the good plays of this game by the Cavs, which this is a lot shorter than the other one. Hopefully it's not as laggy, so let's just get into it. Here is Isaac Okoro scoring our first bucket of the game with a nice layup. Here's Karis LeVert with a nice flush. Jokic was too scared to, he made a nice business decision there. And that's something that really bothered me in this game. Here's Darius Garland missing a three. Isaac Okoro is going to grab the offensive rebound, which he's great at. Very underrated. And Darius Garland is going to hit his second chance at three. And, that's something that really bothered me in this game because Jokic is not the best paint. I wouldn't call him a good paint defender either. Like, you see how easy Evan is getting into the paint against Kentavious Caldwell-Pope there because Jokic isn't willing to step up and fight there for that. So here's Darius Garland going to the basket and getting a nice and one play. Here's Howell Neto off to Evan Mobley, who now has Bruce Brown on him. And again, no one's coming to the aid of Bruce Brown under the rim. Here's Evan Mobley again working against Zeke Naji this time. So actually another center on him. He's able to turn around and hit the jumper. I wish he could have hit more free throws like that, but unfortunately he couldn't last night. Here's Jetty Osman and Kevin Love running their nice two-man game. Jetty off to Kevin back to Jetty, and I forgot to put this up because of course I did. Here is a nice fast break play. Jetty Osman finds Lamar Stevens trailing and throws it back to him, and as you can probably tell, this is not from Bally Sports Ohio. This is from Altitude Sports in Denver, so apologies for that. Here's Jared Allen with a nice mid-range, and his mid-range was, hitting every once in a while last night. I liked his confidence shooting it. I just wish he could have made more. Here's Kevin Love passing off to LeVert for the nastiest dunk of the night, at which I showed you this play in the miscues earlier that here's LeVert making a nice floater, that the Nuggets went off that LeVert dunk and got an easy fast break bucket. Here's Evan Mobley blocking a Jamal Murray shot. Darius Garland grabbed the deflection and threw it up to Evan Mobley on the fast break, and he was all alone. He finished it nice and easy. Here's Evan Mobley off to Darius Garland, who has a nice little layup inside, and that was that for the Cavs' good plays. I told you it was going to be short, and it was short for a reason. We didn't have many highlight-worthy plays in this game. Something was just off in this game. We missed a lot of shots near the rim, which was, it's weird for us. We usually make a lot of our shots near the rim, but we also didn't take the best shots, like LeVert going right at Jamal Murray. And I know LeVert should finish against Jamal Murray every time, but the way he went into his body, it's like he was trying to set up Jamal for that block, which dumbfounded me. But it is what it is. Lamar Stevens got blocked on one, and I think that didn't show up because of the lag in the video. I don't know how it's going to look when I post this online again. But Lamar Stevens, you can't really blame him for the block he had to suffer by the hands of DeAndre Jordan. There were only 3 seconds on the clock. He had to force something up. But a lot of our shots were, not the smartest near the rim that we were taking, and that's why we're missing a lot of them. Jarrett, I'm really disappointed in the way he played last night. I believe he shot 4 for 11 from the field. And I mean, like I said, Jokic isn't the best paint defender. I wanted Jarrett to go at him, right? If you're an elite center in this league, which Jarrett Allen is, and you're matching up with arguably the best, he is the best center in the league in Nikola Jokic, is that not a game where you get fired up and you get up and you want to show the world, I can match up with this guy. I'm not as far off from the best as you think I am. And I was watching on the Nuggets broadcast because I couldn't find any Bally Sports Ohio stream, and they were calling Jarrett a mid-level center in the NBA at the very beginning. They said it during the first quarter, and in my arrogance, I guess you could say, I said back to the screen because, I'm so cool and all. I said, yeah, you're going to regret saying that. But he didn't. He didn't regret saying it. Jared didn't make him regret it. I'm at a loss for words when it comes to our big men because that was their night, right? In a matchup where the other team isn't the best at defending the paint. Their best paint defenders are probably DeAndre Jordan, maybe Aaron Gordon's their all-around best defensive player, and Zeke Naji. I don't include Jokic in that group because, no offense to Jokic, he is the best center in the league, but, defending the paint is not what he does best at all. And so I wanted to see Jared Allen go at Jokic, take on the challenge head on, and be more physical with him than he was on both sides of the ball. And I mean, unfortunately, it didn't happen that way last night. But and it's not just Jarrett. It's not just Jarrett. I'm calling out Jarrett because, when you have that sort of matchup, you expect a guy to elevate their game to the level of the guy they're going against. And, Jarrett, I feel like, has been in a weird headspace this season. You got to think about where he was last season at the start of the year to where he is now. And I feel like it really shows because he went from being the guy at the start of last season, right? The franchise player, the star of the team, the leader at the start of last season. And then slowly Darius Garland stepped up last season, right? They were kind of co-captains by the end of the year. It wasn't like it was just Darius Garland was the leader and Jared Allen was, just a really good second option. They were both the leaders at the end of the season. Then we get Donovan Mitchell. Evan Mobley grows more, and everyone's been hyping up Evan Mobley from the beginning because, and rightfully so, he has all the tools and the talent and so on and so forth. But it probably sounds a little different when everyone's hyping up your potential replacement when you go from, as I said, the leader and face of the team at the start of last season to being the third or fourth option offensively and not even really mentioned as a leader of this team in like post-game press conferences and stuff like that. So then once you start to hear, Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell speak praise to Evan Mobley, maybe it starts to sound a little different if you're Jared Allen when you're not getting that same. And, it's not like guys don't say good things about Jared Allen, the post-game pressers, because they do, and rightfully so, because he is a great player. He's a defensive player of the year type guy, and he has that potential. But to go from being the leader and face of a franchise to the fourth option, it's tough, especially as a young man. Like, Jared Allen's like maybe a year and a half older than me. So I can only imagine what it would be like going from where he was last season to where he is now. And, I mean, it's unfortunate. I feel like both our big men should be getting more touches offensively. I think that also plays a part. And I think it's hurt Evan Mobley as well because I feel like Ev was making such great strides. And I know he was hurt, and that definitely plays a part. But it feels like he's starting to take a step back. And I feel like if both of them got more touches, they'd both be playing better. Because, and I know 2K is a bad comparison, but, when you go to the rec and you're a center, and I know people are all toxic in the rec, but if no one's giving you the ball, do you really want to play defense for them? Do you really want to play offense for them? And I know our team is tight-knit and close and all those things, but it's just it's just tough. Moving on to some quotes, if I can find the graphic for it, from JB's press conference, which is the only one the Cavs posted, so it's the only one I used, about the missed free throws, because we did have a lot of those. We had more missed free throws than the Nuggets had a lead on us by the time the clock hit zeros. So you don't miss as many free throws as we did tonight, as many shots in the paint as we did tonight, and say that's our best shot. We can be better, and, that's my disappointment. And I can't blame JB at all. We did not give the Nuggets our best shot last night. And coming into this game, I was thinking a lot about last season, how that first road trip of the year, that first game was in Denver. Lauri Markkanen absolutely baptized Nikola Jokic with a dunk. That really helped spark everything we did last season. And unfortunately, injuries derailed a lot of that. Otherwise, we would have been in the playoffs. But I was hoping for that sort of feeling in this game, too. And unfortunately, we didn't get that. We missed a lot of shots, specifically inside. But what JB had to say about the game overall was, I just don't think we were at our best tonight. We're better than that defensively. And the defense was very porous. A lot of shots were made inside by the Nuggets. I should have snagged the paint points inside the paint stats for this game, but I didn't, unfortunately. And what JB had to say about the Darius Garland hit, this really bothered me, to be honest with you. We're going to have to figure something out as a way to protect it, and I don't know if you can. And people have disagreed with my take on this, but I am not changing my take. I 110, 2,000% stay with it. Enough is enough. Next time Darius Garland gets hit, I want Lamar Stevens and whichever big man on the floor, Jarrett, Evan Mobley, I don't care if it's Robin Lopez, Kevin Love. Isn't that supposed to be the guy, your mentee, Kevin Love? Can you step up for him? Robin Lopez, Mamadi Diakite, whoever it is, Lamar Stevens or Okoro, because those are the two I guess you would call enforcers on the team, even though, no offense to Okoro, I wouldn't call him an enforcer. But, that's why I'm saying Lamar. Anyway, you get in that guy's face and you show him that you're not okay with that. I'm not saying start a brawl. Now, would I be against a brawl in that situation? No, and I'll tell you why. Yes, it would suck in terms of suspensions, and we would lose a couple games because of it. It's true. We lose Jarrett or Evan Mobley and a Lamar Stevens. Let's say we lose Jarrett and Lamar Stevens for 10 games apiece. They both get 10-game suspensions, right? That's a tough pill to swallow. But you know something else? No one would ever go near Darius Garland like that again. No one would even, they would be scared to touch him. And not only would the opposing teams be afraid to hit him, but the refs would be conscious of what happened in the past, and they would go out of their way to make sure it didn't happen, and that if it did happen, the appropriate action would be taken to stop a brawl from happening, okay? That's number one. Number two is we look soft as baby shit when we allow that to happen. I really think that. I really, really do. It's really tough to look at a team who won't protect their floor general and look at that team and respect that team, to be honest with you. When you see in the NFL, if a quarterback gets hit late, which that's what Darius Garland is for our offense, he's our quarterback. A quarterback gets hit late, dirty, whatever kind of way that doesn't seem good, his offensive linemen are going to step up for him immediately. And flags are thrown, things happen. Usually in the NFL, this wouldn't happen in the NBA, but in the NFL, the offensive linemen rarely get in trouble for stepping up for their guys. And you know what? While Jared Allen and Lamar Stevens, in my example, might get suspended for 10 games, let's say Vlatko Kankar, because he's a piece of shit, and he twisted. I don't know if you guys saw this. He grabbed Darius Garland's hand when he fouled him, and he twisted. He really did. And that's why Darius Garland's thumb right now is red and swollen and all those other things. And his eye is red too, because Jamal Murray is also a dirty piece of shit. And I'll tell you why. Because he threw a pass like this. If you throw a pass like this, your follow-through is not like this. It doesn't make sense. If I throw a ball like this, yeah, my follow-through is going to be like this. But he threw it like this. Like this. What, was you putting some spin on the ball? You couldn't stop from hitting the guy in the face over here? Nah, man. Nah, I refuse to believe it. I really do. I really feel like coaches see that and they're taking advantage of how soft we are on that. I really do. Because, competitively, you're going to take whatever advantage you can get. And if you can get away with smacking a guy in the face or twisting his wrist, and not only just some guy, the floor general, one of the heads of the snake on the team, the arguably, no, not the most important player offensively, the second most important player on our offense, and in a night where Donovan Mitchell's not playing, the most important player on our offense, because he gets everyone in position, he gets other people the ball in the right spots, and all those other things that floor generals, point guards, whatever you want to call them, do. And if you're allowed to just smack him in the face, no foul called, no repercussions, what is to stop anyone from doing it again? Honestly, we're not going to do anything? We're just going to sit back and let it happen? Well, then I'll tell you right now, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. It's like, here's a good analogy. It's like a kid and a bully at school. If the kid allows the bully to continue to bully him and he does nothing, the bully will continue. But if the kid steps up and shows that bully that he's not going to take his shit anymore, the bully's going to stop. You want to know why? Because what's the point? It's not as enjoyable for the bully when they can't just get away with it. When they can't just walk away, no scratches or cuts, no talking back, no nothing. You're just like the dominant winner in the situation. And the NBA, teams around the league see that and they're like, oh, this is a weak team. Well, not a weak team, but this is an easy target in Darius Garland. He's an easy target. He is. There's no other way to put it. When you look at the film, you watch the games, you see it every night. He's an easy target. The refs don't do anything about it. Our players don't do anything about it. JB, all he does is sit and scream about it, but he sits and screams about fucking everything. So who cares? Oh, man. It really just pisses me off. It really does. Because as rough as it would be to lose, let's say we lose 5 games in a row. Let me cut that in half, the Jared Allen, Lamar Stevens suspensions. And for some reason, our team morale or whatever happens, we lose 5 games in a row. What's worth more? Those 5 games or Darius Garland's long-term health? I'll tell you right now, it's his long-term health. I would rather, would you rather have Darius Garland retire at 30 because of vision problems in his left eye and make the playoffs this year, or miss the playoffs this year and Darius Garland plays until he's 40 and is no longer getting hit in the face? Because I'll take the second option. I will. Because I see what Darius Garland is and I see what he can become. And if we continue allowing him to get beat up, it's not going to happen. Okay? Because, I know Steph used to have some problems with this stuff too. And I don't know how much he was hit in the face or how much he was, had his wrist grabbed and twisted or anything like that. But I know teams used to be extremely physical with him. They used to beat up on him as much as they could. And then what happened? Draymond stepped up. He said, no, I'm not going to accept that shit. And he stepped up and he put an end to it. And I know, I make a lot of comparisons to the Warriors, but is that not the team we want to be like? Do we not want to be a dynasty? So it's definitely, definitely something we should take some, pages out of the history book and read up and follow up on. But, sorry about my long rant about that, but it's just how I feel. Somebody's got to step up and put an end to it. Somebody's got to step up and have the balls to put an end to it, because there's a reason that refs don't take us seriously when we all of a sudden start playing super physical basketball. There's a reason they call all those fouls. It's because they look at us like we're fucking soft. Okay? That's the bottom line. You got to change that perspective, 1. And 2, 1, you have to change it with the refs. And 2, you have to change it with the league. The whole league. Okay? That happens, you put the league on notice. From Adam Silver to the worst team in the NBA, they now know that you're not to be fucked with. That's just the bottom line. That's just how it is in life, not just basketball. But moving on to the statistics of this game. So the big 4 versus the rest. There was only 3 in this game. Like I said earlier, Donovan Mitchell didn't play. So the big 4 had 46 points. The rest had 62. The 46-21 came from Darius Garland, 13 from Jared Allen, 12 from Evan Mobley. For the rest, 47 of that 62 came from 22 from LeVert, 15 from Cedi Osman, and 10 from Kevin Love, which, solid split there between the big 3 and the rest in terms of points scored. They're sharing the ball well. Right here, you have 6 guys in double figures in Darius Garland, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Karis LeVert, Cedi Osman, and Kevin Love. So that's great, but the defense wasn't good enough to back that up. Rebounds, the big 3 had 22, 9 for Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, 4 for Darius Garland. The rest had 18. 15 of those 18 came from 6 from Kevin Love, 5 from Isaac Okoro, and 4 from Karis LeVert. Moving on to the assists, the big 3, had 13, 8 from Darius Garland, 4 from Evan Mobley, and 1 from Jared Allen. The rest had 17. 5 from Howell, 4 from Kevin Love, 3 from Levert, 2 from Okoro, and Jetty Osman, and the last one was from Lamar Stevens. For steals, the big three had 2, 1 for each big man, Jarrett and Ev. The rest had 5, 2 for Isaac Okoro and Jetty Osman apiece, and 1 for Kevin Love. And then blocks, the big three had 4, 3 from Evan Mobley, who was great in terms of blocking the ball last night. He had some plays where he's bad defensively in the paint, but, it's not for a lack of trying. 1 for Jared Allen as well to make that 4, and the rest had 1, which was from Lamar Stevens. Turnovers, 3 from the big 4, 3 from the big 3, 1 for each of them, and 3 for the rest. 1 for Isaac Okoro, 1 from Karis LeVert, and 1 for Kevin Love. And this is also very frustrating. We had 30 assists in this game and 6 turnovers. We passed the ball well. We did good things offensively. We also had some, stupid moments, lapses in judgment. Those things are going to happen. We missed some, buckets inside. That's also going to happen. It wasn't our night shooting, but defense should have stepped it up. And another thing is that the free throws killed us. And I forgot to say, 30 assists in a game, and we lose, I've said it so many times, 25-plus assists, and we're pretty much unbeatable, which was true until we lost to our last 3 losses. I'm pretty sure we had close to or above 25 assists in all of those games. We're 7-3 in our last 10, so it's not that bad. I'm really annoyed right now, mostly because Darius Garland is, our team is continuously allowing him to get hit in the face and not doing shit about it. But to have 30 assists in a game and lose sucks. But the Nets, the Raptors, and the Nuggets were those 3 losses in that 10 games, 7-3, and I'm pretty sure we had close to or above 25-plus assists in all those games, which sucks because it makes me look like a dumbass. But moving on to the plus minus, there were only 3 players that weren't in the negative in this game. Lamar Stevens led the way. He was plus 6. Might as well use some of these, show some love to these guys. Lamar was plus 6, Howell was plus 2, and Robin Lopez, who I could definitely make a fun little Captain Hook thing for, was plus nothing in his 1 minute and 18 seconds of garbage time, which was when the reserves were, unleashed. Who let the reserves out? Who? Anyway, I'm going to leave this up because, Howell deserves it. He played great against the Nuggets, and I didn't make a video for that. So, moving on to the statistics, or, the field goal percentage and so on and so forth. We shot 45.5% for the field, 40 for 88. As I always say, you want to get that, to 50 or above, so make 4 more shots, get that to 50. 38.5% from 3, 10 for 26, and, I always say we want that at or above 40, which, 39%, not bad, but, this is the last part that really killed us. We were 56.3% from the free throw line. Free. They are free throws for a reason. 18 for 32. We missed 14 free throws, and we lost by 13, which is just so infuriating for so many reasons, especially because we're typically a good free throw shooting team overall. I could tell you where all 14 of those misses came from. 6 were from Evan Mobley, who was 0 for 6. 3 were from Jared Allen, who was 5 for 8. 2 were from Levert, who was 3 for 5. 2 were from Darius Garland, who was 4 for 6. And the last one was from Isaac Okoro, who was 1 for 2, which very frustrating. Very, 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 very frustrating. And that is pretty much going to do it for this edition of the Junkyard Dog Report. If you disagree with me about saying that someone's got to step up and do something about Darius Garland getting hit in the face, let me know. Let me know your side, because, I'd love to hear more political way to end this sort of thing, but I don't see one. So until next time, keep scrapping like a bunch of junkyard dogs.